Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's Astrology News Report, an alternative view of world events as seen through the lens of Vedic astrology, presented by yours truly, Ron Berger. Today is February 28th, 2021. In this segment, we'll take a look at what's coming up in the zodiac for March 2021. But before we begin, a note to all viewers. The weekly videos on this channel are available to people who donate to the channel. You are watching the once-a-month free public video. If you would like to have access to the upcoming month's weekly reports, stick around for the link at the end of this video to make your donation. Thanks. Having finished its retrograde period on February 20th, Mercury is now slowly getting back to normal forward motion. It takes Mercury a couple of weeks to get back up to normal speed, so the symptoms of Mercury retrograde can linger for a while. Mercury is within a few degrees of Jupiter as March begins. This puts the planet of facts and data and media reports in contact with the planet of truth and wisdom. It's the planet of information with the planet of optimism, which helps to raise everyone's spirits. For instance, the recent data on the COVID pandemic infection and death rates, which are now obviously going down, leading us to believe that we have rounded the corner. But it's also the planet of ideas and reasons, combined with the planet of beliefs and optimism and opportunity. And remember that the energy is available to everyone. So, all believers can make use of this planetary energy combination for their own purposes. Mercury remains near Jupiter for another week and a half, and then on March 10th, Mercury changes signs, entering Sidereal Aquarius. This puts the planet of ideas and communications, and therefore messaging, in the progressive sign of the social revolutionary. Aquarius is the social activist sign. So, all the liberal thinking types who want to change the world will be putting out their message during this transit. And, as it happens, Mercury is moving into a square aspect with Mars, the planet of conflict, which will, of course, inject an element of controversy into the messaging. The square aspect of Mars and Mercury will be exact on March 23rd. Note that, while in Aquarius, Mercury will combine with Neptune, the planet of fantasy and imagination. On its most positive level, Neptune is an idealist, even if it is unrealistic. So, Mercury combining with Neptune in the sign of the social revolutionary will give the activists even more of a boost. But, on the downside, Neptune is the planet of deception and confusion, and when combined with Mercury, planet of communications and the media, we get erroneous reports and fake news. The exact conjunction is at the end of the month, on March 29th. Venus entered Sidereal Aquarius on February 20th and will stay in that sign until March 16th. Venus is the planet of love, guidance, and also values. Aquarius is the sign of the group. Aquarius wants the world to be a better place. Aquarius is the sign of social activism. All around the world, people have been rising up against repressive leaders and governments seeking to form a better, more just and equitable society. The energy is strong during the first half of March. Another thing happens with Venus in March is that Venus becomes combust. Most of the time Venus is visible on the eastern or western horizon, appearing as the morning star or the evening star, depending on the time of the year. For ancient travelers, Venus was like a built-in celestial compass. But since Venus moves slightly faster than the Sun in the zodiac, sometimes it catches up to the Sun. For the first couple of months of this year, Venus has been the morning star. As March begins, Venus gets close enough to the Sun that we can no longer see it. Venus is the planet of guidance. When we can't see Venus, we are without guidance. Venus is the planet of value. When we can't see Venus, true value is harder to determine. In astrology, the condition of a planet being eclipsed by the Sun is called combustion. The significations of that planet have become burnt up by the power of the Sun. In actual practice, two things happen. The significations of the planet are weakened. In this case, it means some of what Venus represents won't be working so well. So, values can decline, and compromise and agreement will be harder to realize. But simultaneously, Venus combines with the significations of the Sun. The Sun is the planet of power and spirit. Thus, there can be more desire to manifest the higher qualities of Venus, like love and devotion. The love and devotion of Venus will get an additional boost when the planet changes signs, entering Pisces in the middle of the month. Pisces is Venus's sign of exaltation, meaning the highest qualities of Venus get expressed in this sign. I'll have more to say about that in an upcoming report. Venus will stay in combustion until it gets about 7 degrees ahead of the Sun, about mid-April, when it will then reappear on the western horizon as the evening star. Mars entered sidereal Taurus on February 21st and will be in this sign for all of March. This puts Mars in the Earth sign of the Bull. Taurus is the sensual materialist of the zodiac. This sign has a real appreciation of the sensual delights of our human existence. Taurus also wants tangible evidence of success. In other words, Taurus likes stuff. It's the sign of possessions and money. Taurus wants wealth. The combination of Mars, the planet of action and results, with Taurus puts a big emphasis on acquiring money and status. Along with Mars transiting in Taurus, there's also Rahu, the north node of the moon, one of the eclipse points. In Vedic mythology, Rahu is a demon dragon character. So, Rahu manifests some of this demon quality. Demons have strong desires, big ambition, and an ends justifies the means approach to getting what they want. In other words, demons are corrupt. So, put all this together and you get a big push coming from Mars combined with Rahu's big desire in the sign of money and wealth, and this becomes a major theme for March. Mars is the planet of conflict and violence. Rahu can bring a sense of urgency. We have already seen something of what the Mars plus Rahu combination can do in world affairs. Both are transiting in the 6th house of the USA Vedic astrology chart, which, amongst its significations for a country, is the house of the armed forces. The Biden administration, without any warning, just bombed targets in Syria. Mars will be together with Rahu until Mars leaves Taurus in mid-April. The exact conjunction of Mars and Rahu will be at the end of this month, on March 26th. Another interesting chart to watch this month is the chart of Donald Trump. Mars in Taurus puts the planet of action and aggression in the 10th house of public deeds in the chart of a Leo rising person, such as the ex-president. This forceful combination will be driving Mr. Trump to do something dramatic, to put himself back on the front page once again. Most interesting will be the effects of Mars when it reaches the end of its travel in Taurus in April, when it will be conjunct Trump's natal Uranus, natal Rahu, and natal Sun, and be directly opposing his natal Moon. Definitely there will be effects. I'll be doing a special report on Mr. Trump later this month. Okay, so there's a brief look at planetary patterns for March 2021. And now a reminder, you have been watching Astrology news reports once a month, free public video. If you would like to see the next 4 weekly reports, donate $20 by clicking on or touching the donation card you see at the end of this video, which will take you to the donation page. If $20 for a month is too much for you, you can donate $10. The link to each week's report will be sent to you via your email. Here's a description of what's coming up in the March videos. March 7th, details of the planetary transits in Aquarius, Neptune, Venus, and Mercury. March 14th, an analysis of Venus transiting in Pisces and the effects for each of the rising sign charts. March 21st, predictions for Donald Trump. Will he be making a comeback? Well, let's see what the planets say. March 28th, a preview of planetary patterns for April 2021. You'll not want to miss out on all these great upcoming videos, so here's the link for your donation. Just click or touch the card, which will take you to the donation page. And if the card does not appear or doesn't work, you can find the link in the comment section below. Thank you, and until next week.